How many sausage rolls?
Half of one.
Gazzy thinks that this is half a sausage roll sitting in my mat. All gold should be measured in consumable foods. I'm 30 buckets into the bucket challenge. Gazzy's not participating.
No, I'm not.
He's averse to pain. I don't know. Weird. The log behind me has been in the river for quite a while and it has managed to collect a fair amount of coarse flakes. Now we're not talking 100 speck pans, but the flakes that you do get in it are really good. In fact, I found a little picker out here just a couple days ago.
You stuffed yourself, mate.
Yeah, look, I don't even have any sympathy for you at this point.
That's what you get. That's what you get for being a banshee ant.
Oh god. There is one problem with this spot, and that's that there's a log crossing the creek that I tried to get rid of and failed miserably at doing so. The test pans in this area have been really sporadic. So some pans you'll get great gold, some pans you'll get almost nothing. But I'm banking on the fact that there's coarse gold here and that we might pull out a few pickers that'll make up the difference in weight. Oh, that was a terrible test. As you can see, we've got maybe 10 little flakes of flour gold. Crappy test pans aside, I know that there is gold here. You'll see future you. There is almost no flour gold in that whatsoever. It's all chunky bits. I mean, and me, and if I'm horribly wrong, that's going to get cut from this video. I gotta move all these rocks though, because the pay dirt's under them.
If you see Chris talking to himself, he's just going crazy.
Going?
He is crazy.
Better. Hey, oh. Wow. For those of you who don't know what the 100 bucket challenge is, I'm trying to see how much gold I can get in 100 buckets. It's part of a series. You don't need to watch the series to understand what's going on, but this is starting at bucket 30 and we'll go towards that total. Normally I would do 4 classifiers worth of dirt and my bucket would be full. It's only half full and I've done 6, and that's because there's so much large rock every single shovel. Which is honestly kind of annoying because in terms of the bucket challenge, it's going to take me forever. There's not going to be a lot of dirt over the day, but whatever. Half a bucket and a new shovel. I don't know why I turned it into Italian then, but here we are. I already know people are going to say the water's running too hard. Now you don't have to believe me, but it's not. It's running perfectly fine. And you can tell that because the soil's moving in the cells, but it's retaining the heavies. Alright, I bought the mega shovel, well the mega mini shovel, because I bought the mega sluice out. So we should be able to put a lot more dirt on it in one go. Yeah, that's the ticket. I don't need much to be happy in my life. A mega shovel, a mega sluice, and like 40 ounces of gold. Eat! Nonna says eat! Maybe that's why I weren't Italian. This is like a nonna spoon. You go over to your grandma's house and she's like, yo, you have 5 serves of soup. Every time. Good news! We've got a shotgun pellet! No, we've got 2 shotgun pellets! 3! Gadsy, it's the holy trinity of shotgun pellets. Even though my test pan wasn't too great, we do have gold in the mat. Up here we've got a lot of lead, so we've got some shotgun pellets and what looks like a squish 22, and if we come across we're going to spot more shotgun pellets and more flakes of gold. Here are some that haven't managed to get sucked into the vortex mat just yet. Become a gold miner, they said. It's hard work, but the pay is terrible. I'm going to link the video for this log in the description below. I explain this whole area, but put simply, this log's been there for a really long time and it indicates a bedrock drop-off. And lead is one of the #1 things we look for as prospectors because it's really dense, like probably some people you know in your life.
Like me!
Maybe not that dense, but still close. I assure you he was probably born in like Wangaratta in Victoria, Australia.
I was born in Beechworth.
There's no maternity ward in Beechworth. It means that you would have just been like fallen out in Beechworth. You fell out in Beechworth. Happy tumour removal day, Gadsy.
Yeah, thanks.
These classifiers. There's so much rock in them. I got my next half bucket done, but I want to know if there's still gold tracking in this area. I don't need much gold in these test pans. I'm relying on the fact that I'm hoping to find some pickers, nuggets, or just coarser gold overall. In some cases, size does matter. I honestly don't think it's going to be possible to get consistent test pans in this creek. I've never found anything like on Reedy where you get these really nice pay streaks that stay super consistent. This seems to be very patchy gold, but I'm still going to do our due diligence and check. We have got gold. We've got about the same as our first test pan, just a bunch of flour. I know it doesn't look promising, but just stick with me. Please, just stick with me. We're going to see good gold. Mick has arrived. Oh, I told you it'd happen. I told you. There's good gold in this creek. That's the kind of coarse gold that I know is down the bottom. You just got to keep working till you find it. Those are good sized bits. Flakes like that add up real fast. Now that I've seen the chunky gold in the sluice box, it's time to start working a little bit harder than I have been. Or I could just watch Mick use the little fluid bed sluice, because that seems like a good plan. I'm interrupting this monologue for an ADHD montage. Every single bucket I put down, I'm accumulating more and more flour gold. That's a really good sign, because if there's these tiny little bits of gold being caught in the sluice, there's a good chance that in this area there is going to be more pickers, nuggets and specimens. Fluid bed sluices are handy doodads in the right situation. Gadsy's been on a mission all day to find more than one nano dot. I told you the gold was here. You just had to stop leapfrogging everywhere.
Dirty pants. Well, I've already yabby pumped that section before. So
obviously not very well.
Not very well at all.
This is your friendly reminder that the price of gold has gone stupid. It's over 3,600 Australian dollars per ounce. I remember back when I first started, it was $40 a gram. 40 bucks a gram. It's actually almost tripled in price since I started. There has literally never been a better time in modern times to be a gold prospector with prices like this. And if you want to learn how to find gold, how to set up sluice boxes, how to pan properly, how to metal detect, consider hitting the subscribe button on my channel, because we do lots of informational stuff, as well as adventures where sometimes we find more than 10 bucks worth of gold. First things first, we're just going to quickly go over my tailings. Make sure that there isn't anything impressive and... Oh, that's a shovel. Don't worry guys, that's a shovel. Alright. I bet you it's that rock. I bet you it's that real big one. Meh. Alright. It's quartz. I don't really want to leave that behind because that is actually a piece of quartz. Hang on. Is it going full gold? I didn't check that. It's going full iron. Sad. The balance of probabilities, Mick, I'm taking this home to crush. It's a little too quartzy for me to not investigate that to be not mineralization. It's not gold, but it is mica. That gave me a heart attack there for a second. Generally speaking, metal detectors in my area don't work terribly well. You've got a lot more gold that's much finer than what a metal detector can pick up. but they are great for tracking heavies. So using something like a gold monster to find where the lead's sitting usually leads you to decent gold. Usually.
Sausage roll.
How many sausage rolls?
Oh, half of one.
Jazzy thinks that this is half a sausage roll sitting in my mat. All gold should be measured in consumable foods. And I'd say that's a few. I'm really happy with the coarse pieces of gold that are in the sluice. They're not a huge amount of them that I'm seeing, but every piece I'm seeing has shape. And let's be real, shapely gold is a little bit nicer than that real flat Reedy Creek gold.
Yeah, small, tiny.
Small gold. That's a lie, I love me some small gold.
And they go for a very long distance.
It looks like Mick's just done a clean out.
Oh, clean it out, have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, pretty nice chunks there.
Chunky of gold here, hey. I've done 6 buckets today, but they were only half buckets, so we're going with 3. And it is now time to pull the sluice box. Oh, there's some gold on that. Now we're going to see some gold. We've got heaps of small fine flakes in here, but even those fine flakes have shape about them. That means that they're going to weigh up real good. Got more in here. That is a brilliant little pocket in there. Some super nice pieces just there. And wait till you get to this pocket up here. We've got a lot of flour gold just there, but look at that. Sometimes if you scratch these pockets out, you'll see some stuff. I can see some shotgun pellets in that one. But Mama didn't raise no lead miner. I've got to wash this mat out. I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to take all of this home in a bucket, get the gold out of it, and then crush not only the rock that I got with a metal detector, but the rest of these concentrates, because in this region you can get gold specimens and sometimes you can't see the gold on them. I am still going to get rid of the blonde sands. Anything that has gold in it is 100% going to sink to the bottom of the pan. This is our concentrates for just 3 buckets. Again, our number 1 indicator is going to be lead. I'm expecting to see a lot of shotgun pellets because I saw a lot of shotgun pellets in the sluice mat, and that's exactly what we've got here. That is ridiculous. Gold? Oh yeah. Oh, that's some coarse gold. Look at that. It's not going to take me too long to clean this up at home, but I can guarantee you that that is a good day on the creek for just 3 buckets of dirt. That is some coarse, chunky flakes of gold. At the very start of this video, I said the words, "Trust me, there's going to be good gold." You should never listen to anyone that says trust me. It's a recipe for disaster. But trust me, Gadsy, when I said you're going to have to make up the weight in this area with chunky bits because there's just not enough quantity of gold, I am right, yeah?
Yeah, there'll be good gold there.
Yeah. I came back out to the creek the very next day to have a look. I was like, yes, I know that log gave me a little bit of very nice gold, but there has to be more. And I found this spot. It doesn't look like much. In fact, Gadsy, it just sort of looks like a bunch of rocks.
Yeah, they do look like rocks.
Mostly.
Mostly. I think there's some sticks there as well.
Premium stickage.
Oh, that might be a rock. I'm not too sure. Yeah, it's a stick.
The reason this gravel bar is here is not because it's an inside bend that the creek is coming down and depositing gravel on. It's because the creek is washing into this bank at high velocity and pushing the rocks this way. You can see here that we have big cobble on the bank and it's mixed with a lot of clay, and that is sitting on original ground right down here. These are tailings, and the tailings weren't washed properly. I know those tailings weren't washed properly because we're finding the occasional chunky coarse piece of gold. In fact, my test pans just the other day revealed some amazing looking color, even though it's not consistent. And that's because when the floods are coming down, it's hitting this tailings pile and all the clay that's mixed up with that big cobble is getting broken up and it's releasing the gold the old timers didn't wash out of the clay properly. Generally speaking, only big gold sinks into clay. All your fine gold will just sit on top of it. So that's why there seems to be chunks here and nothing really in between. I've taken 1/2 bucket of classified dirt and run it through my little Gold Rat River sluice here, and you can see what I'm talking about. We've got good chunks of gold, but not many of them. We've even got a shotgun pellet. But we don't care about that because we've got a beautiful little picker in the mat already, and we've got another one just down here. 100% of that gold is sitting very shallow. There's a clay layer just underneath the surface of all these big bits of cobble, and we're going to scrape that up, classify it down, run it through our river sluice. I know it's going to be here. Feels like I'm driving a little car. It's my second half bucket for today. You just get so much large rock in this area, it takes forever to fill a bucket up. Oh, I forgot my scoop. Hang on, I'll just get it. Oh, yeah, meat scoops today. Why not? Fistful of gold. This is honestly the best part, right? Because when you're working in an area where it's chunks or nothing, you'll put a scoop on and suddenly there'll be a picker on your sluice. And that's when things get very exciting. Hopefully we see a good one today. Oh, just like that. Just like that. That's a new one. That's what we're after. I'm not going to get many specks per pan, but it's going to make up for it in pieces like that. Trust me. Trust me. Says the snake oil salesman. I'm actually going to try and get that one out of the sluice. No, I pushed it into the riffle butt. And we got another one. Look at that, little circular one. Nugget or nothing ground is a little bit fickle. You gotta work at it. It's worth it, but if you're not willing to invest the time to find where the chunky bits are, you're gonna walk away disappointed 100% of the time. I'm determined to clean this up because we've only got this much gravel sitting on top of the clay. So it's not going to take me that many buckets or that long to get through all of this dirt. And I'm encouraged because every bucket that I'm putting down, I'm seeing new little coarse pieces arrive in the sluice mat. And I'm relying on these chunkier pieces to make up for the weight because I just don't have the quantity in the mat that I would normally have on a place like Reedy Creek. I want to know what's in the bottom of my bucket. So this is the third bucket I've done. And I reckon if we test this and we see some flour gold, we'll know to expect a little bit of a bonus besides those chunky bits. It is chunks or nothing, so the chances of us seeing anything in here are pretty slim. All the chunks are probably already in the sluice box. Yeah. Oh, we got flour gold though. Oh yeah. Yeah. One tiny little piece of lead, but I'm more interested in the yellow stuff above it. The fact that we have pieces of flour gold, even though they're really small, they actually have a little bit of shape to them. So if we're getting that consistently through every bucket, our weight's going to add up a little bit more.
I found too much gold and things of late. The universe is balancing things out a bit, I think.
That's how it works.
Damn universe!
That's why you need a second hobby.
A second hobby?
Yeah, like if I get too good at shooting, if I have a really good match, I gotta go prospecting. If I find too much gold, I gotta go shooting. Because one's always terrible, and the other one's good. Always.
Well, I guess I had to start murdering people. That's a hobby, isn't it?
Some. Every single bucket I put down, again, we're just getting more and more little pieces. It is still a lot of work, even though the spec size is much better than I normally get. So I'm hoping for a good bit. I want like one good bit, something that's like a 0.25. That'd be sweet. I think I'm living in dreamland, but it would be sweet. At least my meat scoops are fairly effective at breaking up the clay that hasn't been broken down. I won't have much skin left by the end of it, but who needs that when I have heaps of gold? I'll just buy new skin. In my infinite wisdom, which is not actually infinite, it's just sort of regular, I've decided that I'm going to pull the sluice box. I'm going to do that for a couple of reasons. First of all, I really want to know if we're catching flour gold. And second of all, my back hurts. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. That's what we're after. Hopefully those bigger chunks there are what are going to make up for the lack of specks by their size. And of course, we've got the obligatory lead BBs. Clean. This is 4 buckets total. I ran 8, but they're only half buckets. So I'm going to do a gentle swoosh back. We'll see. And then I'll do the rapid tap thing. I reckon we're going to see some good chunks because the top mat... Oh, got a gold sinker. That's unexpected. I'd be a real fisherman. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at those chunky boys. That is going to add up nice. Oh, it's been a while since I've had chunky gold like this. We don't fat shame with gold.
No. The fatter the better.
Yeah, we like chunky boys. There is almost no flour gold in that whatsoever. It's all chunky bits. Almost every single one of those bits I could probably pick up. So we are not getting very much flour gold at all, but we are getting heaps of big coarse pieces. I think between the first session I did, the test panning, and this, I might have a gram of gold. If you made it this far into the video, a big congratulations to you. If you'd like to help support the channel, you can buy some merch from theoldmoldy.com.au, sign up for Patreon where we do free giveaways every single month, or grab some of my pay dirt off the old moldy. Look at this magnificent specimen, and the gold that I recovered. This is everything I managed to recover over my 2-day session. You can see here we've got a whole bunch of very small, beautiful pickers. And the flake sizes are great. We did get a little bit of flour gold in the end, but most of it is chunky stuff. This kind of gold comes out of old timer tailings simply because it was locked up in the clay, and because they didn't have trommels and things to break that clay apart, it tends to get trapped in it, and then when floods come along it releases it. And I'm pretty damn happy to have picked it up all these years later. Oi, out of the McDonald's, ma'am. Yeah, you, what are you doing? I'm super close to getting these pans up on my website. I've got the pay dirt almost all organized. It's going to come along with them. And I've got a couple of questions. Are they related to the Super Champ pans? And the answer is kind of. Super Champ pans have been around for about 10 years. They're really thick. They're quite big. They can take full shovels. Ben Hurd's made several videos on them. And that's what inspired this one, a smaller version thereof. But we've changed the riffle design. We've changed how it functions, and we've gone over and changed a whole bunch of things to make it work for what we want it to work for. More details about that's going to be coming out real soon, next couple of videos. Now for the part that like 3 of you have been waiting for. How many grams of gold hairs did we get? I'm going to guess we're over a gram. I'm going to hope for 1.1. Nice big chunky bits are going to make up the weight here. Oh, there's over a quarter, over a third. That's over a half. I reckon we're going to get a lot more than 1.1. Holy crap, there's one, and there is still a bunch left in the pan. Those grey bits are actually gold pieces of mercury coated gold. We're over 2 grams. There's more in the, there's way more in the pan, but it's kind of stuck there. I'm just going to call that maybe a 0.1. 2.1 grams. 2.1 grams over a 2-day session, roughly about 10 buckets worth of dirt processed for that. That works out to be roughly 230 to 240 Australian dollars at the time of recording. 2 grams of gold is a ridiculous amount to be able to get. Which is pretty good for 10 buckets. That's respectable.